Yo, Hendo,
What's up?
man, I've been checking out my SoundCloud, man, and a lot of people been showing your bro love all over the globe, literally, man. I'm scrolling through here now, man. Shout out to Cape Town. They showing me love in Cape Town, bro.
That's what's up.
Jo- Johannesburg, bro. Johannesburg, Honolulu, man. Oh man, but man, I'm on bated breath, Hendo. I'm on bated breath.
Why is that?
Because we talking about the countdown.
Listen, this countdown is nowhere close to being as bad as the last countdown. So you don't have anything to worry about. Like this one is it's pretty solid. It may be a surprise or two here and there, but for the most part, it's good. It's all right.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. So you ready to jump into this?
I am. I am.
All right. Coming in at I don't know how you're gonna feel about this one, but it's different. So anyway, coming in at number 20, we got the Fugees with an average vote of 22.55. Lauryn Hill and them dudes.
Believe it or not, I'm not mad at it.
You can't be.
Yeah, yeah. Cause you know, we if we had to equate this to sports, one of them players of Michael Jordan. I ain't gonna tell you which one.
We already know. We already know.
But you know, I don't want to take from the other two brothers, man, because Wyclef is ultra talented. You know, the music he make is amazing. You know, so I dig. You know, you know the production side. You know that had to been him. It had to been his vision.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to say nothing bad about Prize, but you know, Wyclef contribution had to been a production. So you
I
know,
mean, Price slept on. Like I think he did production as well. Like he had some beats and he had some joints he produced. All of it may not be well known, but
mhm.
everybody played their part. You know what I mean? As long as you know what your role is. I've never once heard Praz say, "Yo, I'm a MC, I'm a lyricist, I'm this." He just went out there to entertain. Even on his solo joint, he
Mhm.
was just out there entertaining. And without the Fugees, how could we have had John 4K?
How about that? How about that? How about that? And I want to say because of the Fugees, that's how I was introduced to Raw Digger. Because I didn't know who she was before that. I want
True.
to say that.
And Rashida.
And Rashida. Yeah, yeah. So man, I'm not too mad at that. I'm
Okay.
just glad they made the list. Because I feel like the Fugees, you don't bring them up a lot. You know what I mean? Not you and I, but
Right.
you know, when you think of groups, they're not the first ones that come to mind. So,
This is true. But I
you
guess this is also what happens when you have a more mature crowd
know.
during the voting.
Hmm. Right, right.
Because we unlike I'm not saying that young people can't do it, but it's more likely that we are to look into the past and
Hmm.
not go with what's going on right now. We'll sit
Right.
back and think and be like, all right, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010, 2000s, and we'll pick and choose from there. Newer, younger people, they'll pretty much go from 2000 on.
Hmm.
And unless that person was super hot or that album has been redone or remixed in some way, those young people really don't check for it. But you have some young people. Don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
It's some
Hmm.
young people out there that appreciates old school hip hop.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I feel like, of course, these lists are subjective, but you gotta take your feelings out of it. You know what I mean? Because even on our first list, our favorite was not number one. You get what I mean? But when you look at the entire scope of it, I get why who was number one. And no, I'm not going to tell y'all because y'all got to check that episode out.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you just say you got to take your feelings out of it?
Try to.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, because I remember
Uh,
somebody that was recruiting people based upon who their favorite rappers were, just to try
uh,
to bump their man's up a few spots. So
yeah, yeah.
I mean, as long as people can be realistic
Mm,
and be subjective about it, and just say, listen, I know that this person is my favorite, because it's a lot of it's a lot of rappers and groups out there that are my favorites,
mm-hmm,
but top 30, nah. Like, I love Lords of the Underground,
mm-hmm.
just not top 30.
Right, right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Now this next one, I don't know how you gonna feel about this next one. I don't know how I felt about it. Every time I kept seeing that name pop up, I was like, really? Them? And I thought about it and was like, they were truly there from the beginning. I could get with some of their music. I couldn't get with all of their music. So, without further ado, coming in at number 19, we got the Beastie Boys with an average vote of 22.44. Hmm. Right. That's exactly what I did. It's kind of tough, huh?
It is. I don't know what to say about that because to it's the stigma. You and I talk about that with M.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To get the elephant out of the room. But I believe that the Beastie Boys didn't have that because back then we saw them for who they were. We didn't feel like they were set up, trying
Right.
to be street or nothing like that. But again, I feel like we came from an era where everybody pride themselves on being authentic. You know what I mean?
True.
So I feel like they were. And nobody took them as, oh, these guys, they trying to, get over on the culture and stuff like that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite joints by them, to be honest, my only joint that I like was Paul Revere. That I absolutely like played.
You played right.
Yeah, yeah. Everything else it wasn't for me, but I was cool with it. How about you?
Uh, Now I already don't care whether you white, black,
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic, Indian. I don't care what you are personally. If you can rhyme and you can flow, I'm with it.
Mm-hmm.
With them, like you said, I give them points for being who they were, because they were the ones who pretty much infused rock and roll with hip hop.
Right.
They did their own thing, and I think that's why people respect them, because they weren't quote unquote trying to be black.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? They did their music. They did that party music for those rock and rollers that were on the line, that were on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
They liked hip hop, or they like rap, and they like rock and roll. So they kind of merged the two. But like you said, Paul Revere, I can't even really think of too many of them. I know they had
Me either.
Brass Monkey,
Oh, Brass
and
Monkey. See, I forgot about that. That wasn't bad. It was another one too, wasn't it? Pump it up, homeboy. Um, hit it. Do-do-do. I can't.
they had a
Yeah.
few hits, but once again,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
most of us, it's not memorable.
Right.
So I mean, do they deserve a spot on the top 30? I believe probably so, maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put them in the 20s.
Facts.
So,
Yeah.
mm. But
Mm.
like I said, they listen. Out of all, like I said, out of all the votes, 5 people got all votes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was five groups that got all of the votes. I think the Beastie Boys were short by maybe like 3.
Mm.
So a lot of people voted for them.
Hmm.
A lot of people voted for them. So what you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Lower, the lower the better, but I mean, it's some they're icons, and I guess you know, rap was in its infancy stages, so they definitely brought awareness to other places we wouldn't have.
Facts. And they opened some doors, I guess, what I'm saying, by bringing Run DMC with them, LL Cool J and all them. They brought them into arenas and doors that we possibly wouldn't have gotten into. So I
Right.
guess influence maybe is something that bumped them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rick Rubin. Yeah.
Rick Rubin, the
I,
genius.
I
Yeah.
mean, so
Yeah.
that's why I don't understand why people hate on Eminem,
Uh-huh.
because it was they were there from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
As long as you're not appropriating the culture, I'm good with you.
And just piggybacking off of that, man, Emma's another example of that, of being him. Because to me, that's what the culture is being you.
Right.
You embrace it and you do your spin of the culture. You know what I mean? It's the culture is the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we live. It's all of that, and we're all different. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
Eminem exemplified that. He never was trying to be a gangster or none of that. He was him, and he spoke about his truth.
Thanks.
So yeah,
Shout out.
and he put brothers on, real brothers. You know
Something
what I
that
mean?
something that the brothers failed to do.
Yeah,
Some of your favorite people failed to do. And the one thing that M did not do that the others did was rip people off. He put them on and let them do them. He didn't
right.
try to control their music. He didn't try to run them for their coins.
hmm
But it's a lot of black artists that people love and think is so hood and street and this and about and that. That's out here robbing cats left and right.
How
So,
about that? How about that?
so you know.
Yeah, yeah. I agree, man. And 50 is one of my favorite guys of all times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the more I think about the 50 situation, I almost take it personal. Can you imagine, bro? I mean, they really and we know that blackball is a serious thing, and a
Mm,
lot of artists was subject to that.
thanks.
But can you imagine, bro, if M ain't say, yo, let me check this, let me put him on. Yo, yo, half the shows I watch right now on TV is 50. And I don't even want to say it's because of his shows. It's just his contribution to the culture. Because you got a lot of artists out here, right, that win and make a lot of money, but they don't reach back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it takes a special person like a 50. Not only did he reach back and get all his boys in the beginning and get them out the street, out the hood. Yayo talk about it all the time. You know what I mean? How 50 took him out the hood, how he came home from prison into a condo. You know what I mean? So not only did he did that, but he reached back and got talent, young people we ain't know about in these TV shows,
Mm-hmm.
and he made them household names. So, man, you talking about keeping the culture, pushing it forward. 50 is the poster child of that right now. Like, I can't think of, I heard rumblings that Hove does things behind the scene and pull people up. But 50 is right there in your face. He's doing it. And who else was bold enough to say, all right, I'm gonna take this legendary drug dealer, you know, and I'm gonna make a show about him. And not only am I gonna make a show about him, I'm gonna get his son, give him acting lessons, put him on, and groom him, and he's gonna be the star, man. Come on. I digress, Hendo. All of that because of M. You know what I mean? So the more we talk about M, the more and more I salute the bro. Cause man, they had him. I talk about it all the time. Go ahead, bro.
You
I'm
sure?
just passionate about it. I'm trying not. I'm trying not to, but I mean, come on, like let's be honest. If they would have really been successful in that, and I don't want no smoke from nobody because I could go all the way there, you know, with the people that did that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not.
Alrighty then. Moving on to number 18. Coming in with an average vote of 20.66. We got Gangstar. Now, it was a bunch of people that said Gangstar better be on this list or
hmm
else. How you feel about that?
I absolutely love Gangstar. I think Guru is probably one of the most slept on. You know what? Gangstar reminds me of loosely of a Mob Deep. You get what I'm saying? And the reason I say that, right, is because rap wise, he might not come Guru, that is. He might not come to mind. off the top of the
Mhm.
head when you think of dope MCs, right? But he is one. And I feel like that's the same thing with Mobb Deep. I feel like in the beginning, both of them rap. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But in my mind, I could be wrong. This is just hood facts. But to me, Prodigy was the lead spokesman for that group. And, Havoc did the production. You get
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And I felt like together, you know what I mean? They were amazing. But I feel like when it come to lyricism, lyricists, you might not have thought of Prodigy as one of those dope lyricists, but he was. So that's how I feel about Guru, man. I felt like he was very slept on. I felt like he was talking some serious stuff. If you listen to his music, and man, the way he rhymed over those premier beats, man,
Hmm.
one of my favorites, Take It Personal. That gave me the chills when I heard that. It's something off a horror movie. They could use that in a horror movie to this day. That beat. Oh
Uh-huh.
my God, man. I might have to holler at Dane, man, and see if he could get that. And I drop a freestyle on that or something. But yeah, I love Gangsta.
Okay. I mean, me personally, I didn't have him on my list. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really into Guru. I knew he was nice,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to say. I don't want to call him limited. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
word I want to use, but it's to me it's like another Jada Kiss situation.
Mm-hmm.
He sound the same on everything he do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry, everything that I've heard. I'm not gonna say sound the same on everything he do. He just sounds
Right.
the same on everything. I'm not saying that they don't belong here, and I'm not saying he ain't nice because he was nice. But just
Mm-hmm.
for me, lyrical versatility, I haven't heard it. Not to say he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it, but like I said, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't listen to Gangstar like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave that there.
I got you.
All right. Coming in at number 17 with an average vote of 20.55, 3-6 Mafia.
Man, I love 3-6. And you know what, Hendo? We be getting slack, bro. Because the first thing they'll say is, what about the South? What about the West Coast? Y'all always East Coast, East Coast, East Coast.
It's the
But man,
birth of it. It's where it started.
yeah, but we be getting that slack. You know that.
Right.
So man, I'm happy to see them on the list. Yo, did you watch that show? They
No,
had a show a few years back.
I did not.
It was comedic. They probably just did it for the bag, but I enjoyed them on the show. But I love 3-6 Mafia, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very talented group. And I love their cadence, man.
Yeah.
The way they flow is like no other. Yeah, yeah. So I'm not mad at that. And I'm glad that they made,
Amazing.
20 and up. Yeah, yeah.
Well, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. It's a lot of Southern artists on this list. So
Good.
so I don't think we're gonna get that Southern slack this time. You know what
Thank
I mean?
God.
West Coast, I can't remember. It'll be it's some on there. But listen, when I started doing this, first thing I thought about was Coach. First thing he said was like, where all the Southern artists at? And I saw
Mm-hmm.
this and I was like, it's a lot up. And
Yeah.
3-6 Mafia, in some retrospect, they could have been higher.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once again, depending upon what other people listen to, you know what I mean? They may not have been as high. And I'm gonna tell you my favorite member, Crunchy Black.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yo, that dude to me the Southern Flavor Flav.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I just rap with
uh,
him about the name. I
yes,
was like, yo,
yes,
who gonna call themselves Crunchy Black?
yes.
And who was one of the female with him?
Oh, yes. Oh man. I can't believe
I can see her face.
yeah. I don't want to say it.
Just
No,
say
that was the female
it. Don't
from
say me
Mac.
ex.
I was about to
I
say
know
it.
you were, because that's I'm
Yeah,
saying the same thing, but
yeah,
I can see never mind.
yeah.
It'll come to us later on, I guess. I don't know.
Yes. Now, for y'all that don't know who 3-6 Mafia is, shame on y'all. And if y'all don't know who Crunchy Black is, y'all need to Google.
DJ
Yeah.
Paul, y'all don't
DJ,
know.
right. Yes.
Yo, he makes some
Yes.
fire beats.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But then again, if you don't, this is the platform where we educate y'all. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because hip hop is forever.
Hip hop is
So,
education.
at,
Hip hop is education. Like if you want to talk about it, we talk about it. If you want to learn something about old school, or if you want to teach us something, because listen, I've forgotten more things than these young people will ever know.
facts.
So if somebody can come refresh my memory about some things, I'm with it. Like you
Yes.
never too old to learn. Like that's hip hop,
Yes. Yes.
embodying life, knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
the thirst for it. So you know what I
Yes.
mean.
Yes.
Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this goes out to Sugarton and
Sure.
his top three groups of all time that when we finished talking to him didn't end up being top three at all.
Hmm.
You know, I don't think they were in the top 10 by the time we finished telling him everything. But coming in at number 16, Bone Thugs and Harmony with an average grade of 17.77. Boom, 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 boom. How you feel about them being this high?
I
Mm,
personally
okay.
don't think they should be this high, but top 30 for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Top 30 for sure.
Wow.
I will put 3-6 over them.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. You know what I mean? I think they're melodic. Yes, they are. Absolutely. But and I guess, yeah, they're melodic. I don't know.
I'm lying. I don't even know if I had them in my top 30. I can't even remember. I'm just
I,
playing with you.
okay,
I
cause
just know because
yeah, I mean,
they had listen, they had some bangers. They had some joints. They had, you know what? You know, their style was different. And they had
yes.
some really good tracks.
Mm,
First of the month, Crossroad, like they had
yes.
tracks.
Yes.
17 of all time tracks. And like you, I'd have put listen, I'd have put 3 6 Mafia ahead of them as well. I'd have put
Yeah.
the Fugees ahead of them,
Yeah.
even with the one superstar.
Yeah. 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 You know what, too, bro? I think
You think that
I think with I think with these lists, because it's almost like the Tupac situation. I think people look at the popularity
true.
more than us looking at an artistic standpoint.
Hmm.
You get what I mean? Because of course, I mean, they have memorable songs. And when I think of Bone Thugs and Harmony, I think of Set It Off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get it, but I feel like just like you said about some of the other rappers, to me it's just like one lane. Like their music is just one lane.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It takes special people to be able to diversify that portfolio.
All right. You want me to tell you
And
what your biggest problem is, though?
what?
Your biggest problem is 8 times out of 10 when you think of Bone Thugs and Harmony, you think of it's Bone and Biggie, Biggie, it's Bone and Biggie, Biggie, and that's
Yes.
not their song. That's what kind of
Ah.
messes you up a little bit because that's messes me up. When I start thinking about them, first thing I think about is Biggie.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You're not even the most popular song in my head from your genre.
And how about that? How about that? So that alone,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. All right, coming up next. I don't know how you gonna feel about it. I know you like this next group.